Yo, what is up guys, Gray here, and today we have got our week 3 battle of the BBR. We're going up against SirJorgeDeGreat and his San Ant Eggys. And before we get into this one, as always, make sure to go and check out my opponent. If you love spicy memes and you like your executors on the trash side, the Alolan side, then by all means go and check him out. He's a great guy, so yeah, absolutely. But without further ado, let's get into the team for this week. Coming into this one, we are 1-1 -2. Unfortunately, we did drop our week 2 spoilers if you haven't seen it already. But we're looking to bounce back with a win, and I'm not going to lie, the matchup is kind of a 50-50 yet again. We do make some trades for next week, so at the end of this video, I'll be posting just what our trades will be after the battle is finished. So if you want to stick around for that one, you're more welcome to. I've already wasted enough time. Let's get into the team. So first up, our team is the exact same until next week, as I said. His team is Jirachi, Dracozolt, Togekiss, Incineroar, Inteleon, Jellicent, Persimmon, Alolan Exeggutor, Behemoth, and Hippopotas. And looking at his team, I think the bottom 3 aren't too much of an issue. Like Behemoth, if it comes, it's 100% going to be Trick Room, and I do have some kind of answers to that. Like Skarmory is pretty decent as long as it's not running Thunderbolt. Palisand, as long as it's not running Shadow Ball. Goodra can be a good all-round check unless it's like specs with Psyshock. I think my team deals with Behemoth just fine. Same with Alolan Exeggutor. I don't have the greatest switch-ins, and I'm certainly not bringing the greatest of switch-ins to it. So really hoping it's not going to turn up this week. But I don't believe that any of his bottom 3 are really going to turn up. If I do, then it means that he's not bringing one of his top 6 or top 7 that are much more threatening to my team, I believe. Jirachi, Dracozolt, Togekiss, Incineroar, Jellicent, and Persimmon. I think that's probably the 6 he brings. I can definitely see Inteleon though. Inteleon offensively is not too bad against my team. He can run like a choice spec set and just spam water moves, because my team does not appreciate water moves at all. My water checks being Keldeo and Goodra. Goodra is a fantastic check for it, but if he predicts it right, it goes for the Ice Beam. That's always going to do a decent chunk of damage. So if we see the Inteleon, we do need to scout out for its set. Jirachi, in my opinion, doesn't have the best matchup offensively, so I think he might be more of a bulky set. I certainly don't think that he's going to be... so actually, I think he might either be Choice Scarf, or he might be like a Carmine set, bulky Carmine. Could be bulky Wish Pass as well. Dracozolt is just going to hit hard, but I do have Palisand that can relatively well check it as long as I keep it at good health. Like realistically, the only things that Palisand needs to check in this game is the Dracozolt, Persimmon, and maybe the Incineroar, depending on what team he brings. Togekiss is not too bad against my team. It's very good against my first 2, but it's slower than my first 2, and it really struggles to hit Skarmory, Goodra, Center Scorch. Like it hits all of them for a super effective move if it's running 3 moves. But if that's the case, then it's not running Roost, it's not running Nasty Plot. So I feel like I can deal with it just fine. It's either that or he's lacking coverage for something on my team. Incineroar, I feel like it has to be brought more defensive this week with Weavile running through his team like it does. He has virtually no switch-ins to it. Yeah, so Incineroar I 100% expect to be more on the physically defensive side. May just be enough split def to be able to take a Keldeo hit from Keldeo if I'm not Specs or Life Orb. Inteleon I think is either going to be Specs or it's going to be Scarf. Jellicent probably going to be defensive if it comes along, and Persimmon I think it's Choice Scarf. If it shows up, it's 99% Choice Scarf. It does revenge my Weavile very nicely, so yeah, expecting that. But getting into my team, first off we have got the debut, and sadly it's going to be the one and only appearance of Comfey this season. Draining Kiss, U-Turn, Leech Seed, Trick with a Choice Scarf. A bit of a weird set, I'm not going to lie. Even for some of the weird stuff that I've run in the past, I think this is definitely up there. But Choice Scarf is really nice if I'm able to catch like a bulky Jirachi on the switch-in. Might be able to catch the Togekiss on the switch-in, which means that we have to... either it loses its boots or it loses whatever item. Gains a Choice Scarf, which means I can easily work around that with the rest of my team. We've also do a pretty good job if Incineroar comes in, and we can trick away its heavy duty boots most likely, and we can replace that with a Choice Scarf, which makes Incineroar much less of a problem. At the same time, it's still a problem. It's 100% still a problem, but I think we should be able to deal with it just fine. Like, Keldeo can definitely check it better that way. Spoilers are bringing Keldeo, and I think it's no spoiler really that we're bringing Goodra this week. Outside of that, I think that Comfey doesn't really have an amazing matchup, but just be able to get rid of a Scarf on something. Having the priority Draining Kiss and the priority for Dracozolt and Persimmon. U-Turn is just there for the initiative, and Leech Seed is if I can trick a Scarf onto something. Like if I can trick a Scarf onto Togekiss, I can then proceed to Leech Seed it, and then I can just U-Turn out and get my momentum back. This does 2-hit KO a Dracozolt, I believe, by the same merit it 2-hit KOs a Persimmon. Outside of that, it's not really there for damage, so it's not really 2-hit KOing or OHKOing anything else. But yeah, that's our Comfey for this week. Next up, we have got new nickname on our Palisand. I thought of a better one. And we're running Shadow Ball, Scorching Sands, Stealth Rock, and Shore Up this week with a very, very defensive side. Mainly to check the things that I said, Dracozolt, Incineroar, and the Persimmon. It's not necessarily like the best check to Incineroar by any means, but we are running a Colbur Berry, so we can eat up the knockoffs. And if it is defensive like I expect it to, then it's going to be having a hard time being able to break us. However, if it is the weakness policy, bulk up, flame charge, whatever shit set that I've seen run in the past, we should still be able to take a +2 or +3 power trip. Don't quote me on that. I think we should be able to take one as long as our Colbur's there and we're at full. I haven't actually calced if it's a +3. I think a +2 we should be fine. A +3 we may be in a bit of a problem, but I don't think that it has the greatest matchup to be able to run that set, so I'm not necessarily going to expect it. If we see Flame Charge, then yeah, that's a bit of a problem. And I think I go just hard into my Weavile at that point. Not into my Weavile, into my Keldeo. And potentially hard into Comfey as well, and just Choice Scarf it. That is also an alternative way of preventing the Incineroar from being able to just sweep, is by locking it into a move and get rid of its weakness policy. So yeah, if we see the Flame Charge and Incineroar, we go hard, I think, into Comfey, because Comfey has such a niche role in this game. Palisand, yeah, it's not going to be 2-hit KO'd by Jolly, Life Orb, Dracozolt. It takes hits from Choice Scarf, Persimmon all day. Like I said, I got the Coldberry, so I'm not being knocked out by any means by a knockoff. I can just shore up on that thing. Jellicent has a good chance of 2-hit KOing me with Scold, unfortunately. If it brings Shadow Ball, then it's definitely 2-hit KOing me. Inteleon just kills me. Togekiss I can take on relatively well, but at the same time I don't have the best ways of being able to take it out. I just have to keep going for Shadow Ball and hoping for the best. Jirachi, if it's physical, I can take on a physical set just fine, even if it's running Ice Punch, unless it freezes me, which, now I've said it, it's going to happen. I should be able to take that set on just fine as well, as long as I can keep getting shore-ups on it, and it doesn't flinch me out or anything like that. Next up, we have got, as my... Has this died? There we go. As my my Joy-Cons die, we have got our Weavile yet again. However, this week we are running heavy duty boots because I feel like the rocks are very likely this week. Jirachi seems like his most likely rocker. If he brings Hippopotas, that's 100% going to have rocks. But I'm definitely seeing Jirachi being his rocker, and we want to get this thing in as many times as possible. Once we get it in the first time, Incineroar most likely is going to come in. If he brings in Togekiss, we knock off that item as well. We can just like spam knockoff all day against this team. And once the Incineroar is low enough, we can... once the Incineroar and the Jellicent are low enough, we can actually just start spamming the triple axle, and we can just start picking up kills. Like, there's very few things that want to switch into both those moves, and I felt like being choice locked was kind of a hindrance in this game. So yeah, heavy duty boots with pretty much the same set I think we've run every week. Knockoff, triple axle, Ice Shard, and low kick. Adamant Nature, we don't actually outspeed the Inteleon, but Goodra does deal with the Inteleon pretty well, so I'm not all that worried about it, and I may come back to regret that. If he's running Jirachi Scarfed, it's always going to outspeed me anyway. If he's running Drake Soul Scarfed, it's going to outspeed me anyway, and Ice Shard's going to do a ton of damage, and more if it's Adamant. Togekiss, we are outspeeding unless it's Scarfed again. So, yeah, I think his best Scarfer is Passimian. I don't see him... You might run Scarf Dracozolt as well, but I think Passimian's arguably his best choice Scarfer, because I think Dracozolt wants to be able to change up moves, especially when I've got my Fairy type and my Ground type. He's going to have a hard time if he's choice bot locked into one, being able to do enough damage. So next up we have got our Luxray, and we're running a weird Luxray again. I say again, this week we are running a weird Luxray. We ran a fairly standard one last week. This is Intimidate with Wild Charge, Play Rough, Crunch, and Substitute. Fairly defensive to be able to switch into his Jirachi and be able to set up a sub on it. It can also switch into Bolt Beaks just fine. I say just fine, it still hurts, but it should be able to switch into one no problem. Togekiss, it will potentially force out a switch and we can sub up on that. If he goes into Incineroar, we're just doing more damage on the Incineroar, which is absolutely fantastic for me. Inteleon and Gelatin do not appreciate this at all, and Passimian shouldn't be able to 2-hit KO me, and Play Rough should do enough damage to be able to take it out in return. Running enough speed to outspeed Togekiss, and I think it's like a speed creep of Togekiss, potentially. I think if Togekiss is running 12 speed, I'm creeping that. But I don't expect Togekiss necessarily to be no speed at all, or just a minimum speed. I felt like it was better to be safe in this one. I did want to outspeed it, and I didn't need the extra bulk, so I just kind of went and put the extra into speed. Don't know if this is lastly. How many members from my team have we gone? Next up we got Keldeo. Scold, Taunt, Toxic, and Substitute. Running a bulkier set this week to be able to deal with the Jellicent, because the Jellicent 100% walls me unless I am running Toxic. So I can sub up on the Incineroar potentially. I can sub up on maybe the Passimian as well, depending on whether or not it is Choice Scarf or not. It may just go for the close combat. But we are running fairly defensive with a bold nature actually this week to be able to take hits from things like Jirachi. If it gets itself choice locked into Iron Head, we can absolutely set up a sub on that. But the Jellicent seems like a really obvious switch in, and if you can sub Toxic and then taunt it, it struggles to break our sub if it's not running Nightshade or Shadow Ball. And I don't think he necessarily will run those. I think he may just run like Scold, Strength Sap, Toxic, something like that, with Recover, or maybe he runs Willow. He may run Nightshade as well. Nightshade's not bad, but it doesn't really break through Skarmory that way. So yeah, I think that's the bring he brings. Like, if he's going to bring Jellicent, I think that's going to be very, very much defensive, and it's going to be here for my Keldeo in particular. So this is somewhat to check a Jellicent. And note we still have one more left. That is our Goodra. Big Dripper running the most Chinese of Chinese EV spreads. I actually have stat EVs in every stat on this one. We are outspeeding a speed creeper on my Skarmory, and we are then running weird ass bulk, some attack investment, a little bit of special attack investment, plenty of HP investment to not be, I think it's not 3-hit KO'd by Togekiss Dazzling Gleam unless it is a boosting item. We aren't really taken out by any Jirachi set that's special. Physical does not 2-hit KO me with Iron Head. We are running Gooey, so if he's not Scarfed, then we will outspeed the next turn. Incineroar can knock me off, and that would suck, but in return we do get an Earthquake as long as he hasn't intimidated us. Outside of that, Jellicent cannot touch me unless it is running Toxic. Passimian does a decent chunk, but mainly it's here for the Inteleon and any potential special variant of Jirachi and Togekiss, of course. Running enough defense, I think, to actually not be 2-hit KO'd by knockoff at all. So that's kind of nice. We should be able to get 2 Earthquakes off on the Incineroar should you decide to bring that in on it. But anyway, that is the team, and it's a little bit different this week. We're not running a whole lot of offense, despite our team being, you could say, very much offensively based. We're running very much a more passive, more kind of slow style, and hopefully this doesn't go to the timer. I built this as if I'm building a showdown team, and that could come back to haunt me because I have to constantly just kind of, I can just sub off on everything and run down the timer, which is just, I don't want to play like that. I absolutely do not want any game to go to timer. So yeah, I'm going to try and make sure we don't basically stall out this man. But at the same time, we want to win. We want to pick up a W. We want to get back on form. So yeah, I will see you guys at the battle in a minute. However, make sure to go and check out my opponent. We may have something special lined up for you just after the game, so make sure to hang around for that. But anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys in the battle. Okay, so here we are with the battle. Hopefully we get a nice clean one. We just spent about 20 minutes doing the land timer, and turns out that Jorge hadn't changed his settings. I'm calling him out. But yeah, we're here now, and hopefully we get a nice clean game after that editing marathon that I had last week, and we're going to get to see the team in a moment. I'm definitely expecting the 6 I said in team builder. If I see the Behemoth or the Hippopotamus or the Executor, I've not prepped amazingly for them, but I should be able to work around them. This communicating for however long, I don't know if he's doing his intro actually. He might be doing like an intro to his video, so I'm not gonna worry just at this point about the land timer. But last week definitely has put me on edge, that's for sure, because that was a rough game. Also, if you could hear my girlfriend screaming in the background at any point, she is playing Warzone and she is not the quietest of people. So yeah, you may hear some expletive words and some desk slamming. I did not get a drink that is... I got a carbonated drink, and that is the worst choice. Especially if this battle goes long. I'm going to be dry. But certainly hoping this is it's just Jorge doing his intro. It'll be rough if this is how long it will actually take to communicate between turns. It's going to be lots of editing. Okay, so here we go. He does bring the Hippopotamus. So that's going to be a Sand Rush Draco's ult. He doesn't bring the Inteleon. He doesn't bring the Persimmon. Man, that Hippopotamus is a little bit annoying. But I am more than happy, I think, just leading off with my Comfey. And depending on what his lead is, I can just go for a trick. If he leads off with Draco's ult, then I'm obviously going to go for a Draining Kiss. I may still go for the trick, because tricking away whatever item he's got and giving him a Choice Scarf when he's already going to be Sand Rush, that could be kind of nice. Yeah, I'm going to send it. And good luck, have fun to my man Jorge. Hopefully this is not a hacksy game. We've had a little bit of hacks, but nothing too bad in the first 2 weeks. Like, last week was a little bit rough with the Hydro Pump miss and the Triple Axle only hitting twice, but then again, those are moves that are inaccurate, and he's going to lead off with his Incineroar. This is actually not too bad for me. I definitely want to just throw off the trick, because regardless of what set he is, I do not want his Incineroar to be able to take rocks over and over. And if he brings in the Jirachi, we get to see what kind of set he is. If he is Choice Scarf, then we know he's Choice Scarf. As we're going to trick away what I would assume is going to be Heavy Duty Boots. We could have a weakness policy here. It is Heavy Duty Boots, that's cool. As he just goes for a U-turn, that is fine by me. This thing's now Choice Scarf, and it does outspeed my Weavile, but it's not going to be taking rocks at all during this game. So that's really, really nice. I should get my Calc up. That one. I can see Comfey versus Incineroar. I've taken a good chunk of damage there from U-turn. You know his U-turn, that's quite nice. So you know he's not going to be a setup variant. 10%, I'm down to 124. That is about 16%. So actually he might just well be adamant. Interesting. Here, do I want to go for a Leech Seed? This Comfey's kind of done a nice job. Actually, I don't see any reason to stay in. Do I want to take his item off of him? I don't think it's too much of a big deal currently. I'm going to go into my Luxray and see what he wants to go for. Because I can intimidate if he is a physical variant, then that is no problem for me. We're going to see if he's special. He might be Meteor Beam or something like that, just to raise his special attack. Yes, he is Zen Headbutt, and we should take this just about okay. So yeah, we take that kind of just fine. Let's have a look at that. I think that is definitely just, you know, your standard kind of speed tier. Sort of Zen Headbutt. 31 to 37, I've intimidated it, so 21 to 25. That looks about right. I'm just going to go for a sub. Because yeah, if he switches out, then I get behind a sub, and that is really, really nice for me. So he's going to show the Hippopotas as his switch. Potentially should have seen that coming. Could have gone hard into my Keldeo, but I don't think it was worth it on the potential Zen Headbutt that could have been coming my way. We aren't unfortunately going to be able to recover much health at all here, but actually no, that's kind of bad for us. quite bad in fact. I'm going to go for the crunch, as he's probably just going to set up his rocks. Fully expecting rocks on this turn. If we can get any defense drops, we can see what kind of set he's running. He's got Whirlwind, which is interesting. So Hippopotas, Physical Wall. Yeah, that's about the right damage. As I see it's an opportunity to set up my rocks. He could Toxic this, which wouldn't be ideal. But there's nothing on my team realistically that wants to take that. As they go out into their Togekiss. That's interesting. Maybe this is a defogger. I'm not sure, but do I want to go out into my Goodra here? Or do I want to go out into Luxray? Hippopotas is a bit annoying for this team, not gonna lie. It's definitely caught me off guard. I kind of feel like I want to go into my Comfey and just throw off some Leech Seeds, as they're going to double. And they go back out into the Hippopotas, which is fine by me. I might actually just trick this, but then I think he probably predicts the trick coming. I think Leech Seeding is my best all-round play, and if he decides to stay in, he decides to stay in. I can get the Leech Seed damage going on this thing. There's a good chance he goes out into Incineroar, trying to predict me to try and trick this to get rid of his Eviolite. If he stays in, he stays in, but I think Leech Seeding is my best all-round play. It does do some chip damage to anything that wants to come in, and does give me a little bit of health back, and because we have the boots, we are never going to be affected. So he actually just stays in. I'm a little bit surprised about that, but we're just going to be able to throw off the seed, and he is going to get us up his rocks. Do I think he's going to want to stay in? I don't think he does. I think I can go for a U-turn and try and get some initiative here. He doesn't have his sand up, so there's not a whole lot he's going to be doing. He's just going to be taking chip damage. And I think the Jirachi is almost definitely going to be coming in here. We get a ton of health back from that, actually. That's really nice. Do I think he's going to go into his Incineroar? Probably not. Do I throw off another trick just to take something's item away from it? It'd be really nice to get the item off the Jirachi. I'm going for the trick. If he does go into Incineroar, I can just click trick again. But getting the Eviolite off of this, or I don't think it was Smooth Rock because of how much that did. But getting the Eviolite off of this would be really, really nice. So he's just going to slack off. That is fine by me. Because without the Eviolite, this thing is not nearly as bulky, and I can actually just sit here and stall him out pretty much indefinitely, I think. Do I want to click a U-turn on this turn, expecting him to switch? Probably not. Does he expect the trick on this turn? Probably not as well. To be honest, I think I'm fairly happy currently with where the items are, though Eviolite's not helping me at all. Do I want to switch out into... I'm just going to click U-turn. I think he goes potentially out into his Jirachi on this turn, because those seeds are not helping him. It actually just stays in. Mildly unfortunate, but I could have just gone for Draining Kiss. I don't know why he's just staying in, really, but I'm going to go out into my Palisand. And like, unless he just Whirlwinds me here, I don't see what he's going for. Like, he may go for Whirlwind and just try to get rid of me. Yeah, that's exactly what he goes for. But let's see what he brings me back into. Straight back out into the company. Okay. So we're here again. We're going to take the rocks damage, that's fine. I'm going to get all that health back from the Hippopotamus. I might just go for a Draining Kiss on this turn and see what he wants to do. I'm just going to click Draining Kiss. If he goes out into his Jirachi, I can go out into... Well, I can probably stay in, I think, at this point. He does switch out into the Togekiss, actually, as that is Heavy Duty Boots. There's part of me that wants to trick this as well to get rid of its item, but I think I'm just going to go for the Leech Seed. And if he defogs, he defogs. He goes for the Thunder Wave. That's a little annoying. A little annoying, not going to lie. But as I get fully powered. Okay. That's fine. I'm going to go, I think, back into my Luxray here. Do I want to go back into Luxray? It's still good for his Jellicent. But at the same time, am I even getting an attack off? I think I should be able to. I'm just going to go for a Leech Seed again. He's going to just switch, potentially back into the Hippopotamus. Yep. Maybe predicting me to go for something else, but he also gets the chip damage off with the Sandstream, so it does make sense. As we're going to get the Leech Seed off. That is fantastic. We're slowly whittling away at this Hippopotamus, but it's definitely slow going. I think I want to go for another Draining Kiss. We know that he's Boots on the Togekiss, so he's not Scarf, he's not outspeeding my Weavile or my Keldeo, so that is fine by me. If he wants to stay in, he is more than welcome to. I have priority on Draining Kiss, so that's not a big deal to me at all, and that's going to do some very, very nice damage. No, he does not win this 1v1 at all. Even with the sand up, he's not... I'm mildly surprised that he brought sand as well, because it does give me better, like, boosted shore-ups. But we're somewhat at a stalemate here. I'm just going to keep clicking Draining Kiss, I think. I do kind of want to predict the Jirachi coming in, but I also don't want this thing to remain at a good amount of health. I could just U-turn. He might... I think he's just going to keep slacking off if he's going to stay in. If he's switching out, then I can get the U-turn. If that's the case, do I just want to go out into my Keldeo? What's he showing? Whirlwind, Stealth Rock, Slack Off, and probably Earthquake, I would assume. Yeah, I'm just going to U-turn. As he's going to switch. And goes out into his Jirachi. Okay. Hopefully we don't get fully powered on this turn. Very unfortunate. But we know he's physical, so yeah, we can go out into my Luxray, and I'm going to be doing more damage with the Crunch at least. Like, it should be doing some damage. But we are slowly getting whittled away by the sand and the rocks. This Zen Headbutt probably going to do a good chunk as well. If it's at 9 head, that's going to do less. So he does just go for the Zen Headbutt. I could have stayed in, but I'm just like playing with Paraflinch at that point. Do we take another one? I don't think we do. But do we also think he is locked in? Potentially. But I don't want to just straight up risk that. So I'm going to go out into my Palisand. I want to keep my Luxray around for later, because it's still nice for the Jellicent. Well, once we get rid of the Hippopotamus, I can bring it in and just Wild Charge fairly freely. But I'm going to have to make moves fairly quickly, so I'm not having to worry about timer later on. I think we've got about 7 minutes left on it. And, yeah, gotta love the timer. I didn't see what my opponent's timer's at, but He is going to switch. So he's going to go into his... That's not bad for me. I absolutely could have just gone for an attack, but doubling out into my Palisand is also absolutely no problem for me. I'm predicting he's got knockoff, and if he is adamant, I think he does a good chunk to me, but I don't think he can 2-hit KO me. Sadly, the sand ends as I bring in my Palisand. He may be tempted just to go for a knockoff here, and he can't T-wave me with his... I'm going to go for a Shadow Ball. Perhaps this is a misplay. That was a misplay. Why did I go for that? I'm dumb. This is going to do a decent chunk. Oh, that does so much damage. That's a crit, yeah. That's rough. And I go for the Shadow Ball, which is doing nothing in return. Oh, that was a misplay. I should have just gone for the Scorching Sands. I don't know why... Or I went for a Shore Up there. I'm now at like, what, 25-30%? I don't think I live another. Do I want to keep this around so I can shore up later? Yeah. I think I can go out into my Luxray. I know I want to keep it around, but I think it's the most expendable one on my team. And I can hopefully get a shore up on the Palisand later in the game. On the Hippopotas later in the game. He may just go for a U-turn here, but it is what it is if he does. No, he's just going to knock off again, and we are going to lose our Luxray. It's unfortunate, because I think this Luxray could have done some good work in the game, but it is what it is. And I think at this point, this is probably the time in which I bring in my Keldeo, and I again go for a sub. Because there's not a lot on his team now that's looking like it wants to take sub and Scald. Say Toxic and Scald. He is going to switch. Expecting the Jellicent, yep. That is fine by me. I'm going to sub up. Not going to lie, the sand really was annoying for my team because I brought sub on 2 mons. And I can go for a fairly free Toxic. And we'll see if he has anything that can actually break my sub. If he has Nightshade, that I think guaranteed breaks my sub, but we'll see. We go for the Toxic, hopefully we hit. We do. Okay, it's always worrying when I have to rely on Toxic to hit in a game. He is going to be taking quite a bit of chip damage, and we can. He does have the Shadow Ball, that probably is going to do enough to break my sub. We'll see. It doesn't break my sub, that is amazing for me. Okay. Yeah, that's so good for me. I think he's going to be Water Absorb, so I just at no point want to be clicking the clicking anything other than Taunt and Sub Toxic to wear this thing down, because otherwise I'm giving it health back with Water Absorb. So yeah, I'm going to Taunt it so it can't use Strength Sap, it can't use Recover if it's got that. If it has Toxic or anything like that, it can't use it either. The sub is going to be pretty obvious on this turn, but I have no reason not to click it. Because I'm going to get a decent amount of health back. He can go for a Shadow Ball Winterless if he wants to. That might be a bit problematic, but he is slowly getting whistled down, and I can keep taunting him. I can keep making sure that he's at a relatively low amount of health. He could go into Jirachi, but if I can get a Skull Burn off on that, that'd be amazing. But we'll see. I think I just sub up again, and he is going to switch. We're going to see if he is Scarf Jirachi as well at this point. If he... I think he is. From the way he's playing it, it looks like it's Scarf. But I can also... I can Scold this, and if I get the burn, I think that it may not be able to break my sub, and I might actually be able to bring Palisand back in. So we're going to give that a go. There's no way that he is a Carmine set. We've seen at this point that he's physical, so it makes no sense to run Carmine and physical. He's going to break my sub. And hopefully we get some good damage, get potentially a burn off with his Scald. That's some nice damage. Do we get a burn? We do not get a burn. I don't think I've got a single... I got a Flame Body burn. And that's the only one I got. But at this point we aren't going to want to stay in. Absolutely not going to want to stay in. He outsped me, so good chance I think he is Choice Scarf. If he's not, and he's just bluffed that, and we lose our Weavile here, then yikes. Yikes, but yeah, he's definitely been playing it as if it is Choice Scarf, as he goes for the Zen Headbutt. And at this point, do I have any reason to not click Knockoff? I mean, do I have any reason not to click Triple Axle? I have no reason not to click Knockoff. I think that's the main thing here. He hasn't brought the Inteleon, so actually my greedy speed creep works out quite nicely. I'm expecting the Incineroar, as he does. He's going to take another lot of damage here, but then he's going to be slower than me. We're going to see how much this is going to do. And we might be able to, yeah, we should be able to just click Low Kick and get rid of this Incineroar now, which would be ideal for my team. Really, this Weavile puts so much pressure onto him. This will kill, yeah. So Weavile picks up the first kill of the game for us. We aren't in a great place, we're not in an amazing place at all. If the Hippopotas comes in, then I know full well I can go out into my Palisand. I think at this point I just use it as a pivot. I do need it healthy for that Dracozolt actually. Thinking about it, I do need it healthy. So perhaps taking that knockoff earlier and not going for the shore up was a little bit of a bad play. Should have just sacked something else. Did we see leftovers on this earlier? I think we did. But there's got to be a reason why he's brought it in. Like, did we see I'm sure we saw leftovers earlier. I'm going to go out into my Goodra as a middle ground. I'm not entirely sure. I should have kept track of whether I saw leftovers. If I did see leftovers there, then I think this is a misplay because I'm adamant. He's going for a strength sap. That's probably going to give him a good chunk of health back. But at the same time, he doesn't particularly switch into his Goodra very well. So that's kind of nice there. May predict the electric type move to come out. Do I want to go for an Earthquake as like a middle ground? It hits everything except for the Togekiss. Togekiss seems like a possible play, but I think if his Dracozolt comes in, it's a worse situation for me than if his Togekiss comes in. Like, if Togekiss comes in now, that's not the end of the world for me, as he does go out into his Hippopotas. And this Earthquake shouldn't do anywhere near enough damage. And hopefully I can get my Palisand in now and be able to shore up. Because in the sand, it will give me all of my health back. So, if he goes hard into Dracozolt, that's a bit of a problem. But we'll have to play around with it and see if we can... I'm just hoping he doesn't go hard Dracozolt here. If he does, good play for him, but... he does. If I go for the Ice Beam there, we're in such a great place. Okay, he goes into Hax Goddess. Can I take a hit from this? I'm not sure, but if I go for the Ice Beam, we've actually been in a really nice place there. Can I take a hit? I'm very aware of the timer as well. Against a Togekiss. That's a Togedemaru, goddammit. No, we're taking way too much damage. I think Comfey on this turn. I do have Comfey. I do have two forms of priority to deal with the with the Dracozolt. My brain just went to mush. But I could potentially double out into Palisand, expecting him to go into Jirachi. I think that's a very aggressive play. I do still have I need to keep this around, because I need that form of priority to do half to his Dracozolt, and then I can finish it off with Weavile later. I think he's going to go out into Jirachi here to make an aggressive play. So I'm going to go out to my Palisand. If he goes for Air Slash, as he probably does here actually, it's not great for me. That was a very aggressive play, it was very loose. But, you know, it is what it is. Maybe he misses. No. As we are going to go down, we don't have a switch in now to the Dracozolt. That was way too loose. Way too loose. Oh man, that might cost me in the long term. However, I do get to just click triple axle. I do get to click triple axle here. And we know he's not Scarf because he's Boots. If he goes into his Jellicent, we can triple axle into knockoff. Not entirely sure why he went into... Can I get two? Can I get two? Okay, we got two. Cool. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure I went into Jellicent last time. If I just clicked knockoff, I think it died, but I didn't see what item it was. It could have been Colbur. And if that was the case, then it wouldn't have mattered. But we do get rid of the sand, which is very nice for me. However, I am very aware that I'm getting weaker and weaker to that Dracozolt. My two best switch-ins to it are now down, and if it gets in on the sand rush, it could be a problem, but I need to keep my priority around, and really hope that I do not get paralysed on the turn I go for Draining Kiss, because that would just be the worst. Not to mention, I do want to keep an eye on the timer. I don't know. I don't know how much timer he's got left, but here I just want to go. If I still have my Palisand around, that'd be nice. Honestly, I think that my Goodra is more of a hindrance at this point than it is helping. So I think going into it on a potential Iron Head here, I think Iron Head is very likely. He may want to Zen Headbutt predicting, but I don't think he wants to predict around his Weavile at all. I'm sure at this point it is Choice Scarf, so... We're going to take rocks, we're going to take a good chunk from Iron Head as well. We'll probably get carried by this. Yeah, we are. We're going to lower its speed, so at least we can come back in with Weavile and we can click... oh wait, I should have just gone into... Okay, he does switch. Okay, so what was potentially a misplay has worked out quite nicely for me, because this Ice Beam should do enough. If I clicked Ice Beam earlier, that would have been better. But he does get to bring in his Dracozolt now. And, yeah, Dracozolt in the sand. We just need to get rid of the sand. Like, ideally the sand is the primary thing to get rid of. He may have expected me to not stay in there and preserve this, but in comes the Dracozolt. This thing's a threat. We should get some intel, though. I think the combination of Ice Shard plus Draining Kiss will do enough. I'm going to go for the Ice Beam. I think that does the most damage because I'm more specially invested. So he's just going to go for the Bolt Beak. He could well be banded, but he's at -1. I don't think that's still enough. I think he's still outspeeding my Weavile, which is mightily unfortunate. I need to... Effectively, if I get paralysed on this turn here, I've lost. So, no pressure or anything, Comfey, but man, do I need you to hit a Draining Kiss right now. Man, do I need you to hit a Draining Kiss. He stays in, we do connect, so this is going to do enough damage that it's going to put it in range of Ice Shard. That is very nice damage. Bolt Beak is going to be slower, but I think it's still going to do enough damage. Especially after Sand, I think it does enough. Never mind, that does not do a lot at all. So we're nullifying the Dracozolt threat here. He can switch out, and that would still be fine by me. Because at this point, I'm happy for my Comfey to go down in exchange for this Dracozolt. He can switch out into his Togekiss. That is absolutely fine by me. Potentially that was my play, because I put him in Ice Shard range, but at the same time, he could well be Yachi Berry. So, I think at this point I do kind of just want to sack off my Keldeo, because that damage would have been quite nice. But I think I want to sack off my Keldeo and keep this alive. Do I want to be doing that? Now I've lost my Goodra. There's a chance I just lose to this. But I also wear out the sand. Man, this Jirachi could be a problem for me late game. If he goes for Iron Head, I'm going to just go for Draining Kiss. It's priority, it'll give me some damage. As I get paralyzed again, yikes. He goes for U-turn. So it would have been really, really nice for me to have got that Draining Kiss, because I would have lived. I would have lived this Sandstorm if it remains. But at this point I'm out of... it's no point in me sticking around. I just need to get Weavile in. Do I want to keep this for a sack? Because he's probably just going for a Shadow Ball here. If I switch out into... I think I need to switch out. I just need to get Weavile in. And I can see what he then goes for, locks himself into. This is very, very aggressive. It's very aggressive. Fuck it. I haven't played this game particularly well, in my opinion. I've definitely misplayed around a lot of things. But we'll see what he wants to go for here. Goes for the Shadow Ball. Okay. This shouldn't do too much damage to me. It doesn't do a lot at all. Do we see leftovers here? We don't. So there's a strong chance that he is Colbur. I still want to go for the knockoff here. I know there's a strength sapping coming, but at the same time I think I still want to just go for knockoff. -1. I don't think I'm doing really any damage to anything. He's going to get back up to full. Man, this end game is rough. If I just knocked... there's so many plays I could have done better to this point. I feel like I'm just not playing well with this team. I definitely need these trades to go through because I don't feel comfortable with it. What's he got left? Dracozolt. I mean, I need to keep this thing around. This is more expendable. Like, now this thing's Colbur's gone, he doesn't have a knockoff switching. So he's going for a Scold. That is fine by me. Can I get a sub here? I can sub. Sub puts him in a really difficult position, actually. Because he's going to get worn down. So yeah, I think I'm just going to go for the sub. I'm going to sub and I'm going to taunt. Like, as long as this Shadow Ball doesn't break my sub, as long as it wasn't a roll, I think I got a chance. It was a roll, okay. Oh, that's rough. Okay. Like, Keldeo is the one thing that's stopping him from just spamming Iron Head. I can sub again and just... I think my play is to sub and just hope. Hope to God that he doesn't break it. No, I'm not going to be able to make another sub. Please don't break my sub here. Like, I don't know what the roll is on it. That's a crit. Okay, okay. So it doesn't matter either way whether or not that was a roll. I think my Keldeo is now at 2 lower health. But he still needs to make a decision on what move he goes for. Because that's going to go down. That goes down. I could go into Comfey and see which move he locks himself into, because then I can scold and he still has to lock himself into one move. It's going to take another lot of rocks. I do think at this point I just check to see what move he goes for, and then play accordingly. Does my Keldeo... does it live? That's my play. 100% that's my play. Because I can then scout for what he's going for. Hopefully I can live an Iron Head after this. And if he goes for Zen Headbutt, then I can go into my Weavile. He's going for Iron Head. Maybe I should have stayed him. No, that's not what I want to do. Man, Iron Head after rocks. I think this is going to come down to a roll. Potentially not, actually. Like, Jirachi, it may well just come down to whether or not I get flinched. I'm just doing too much damage. I've lost this game. That's unfortunate. Good game to Jorge. Like, unless this doesn't kill me for some reason, I live on 2, and I don't get flinched. Do I win? I think I can win. As wild as this game has been, he dies to an Ice Shard from this range. But it's going to be, if I do win, it's a 1-0. Because I can just knock off... Yeah, I can just knock off the Draker's ult. I don't know. If he's Choice Scarf, then he's won this game. But Ice Shard does kill this from the range it's at, 100%. If we got flinched there, we lost, 100%. And I think with the amount of times that we missed Draining Kiss, or missed out on the Draining Kiss on this, yeah, like, the amount of times we could have had that extra damage but got paralyzed was pretty rough. I'm just going to quickly check, because I've got the time. I can check the Draker's ult versus my Weavile. Level 50. He's not taken. He's not taking the knockoff. So it just depends on whether or not he's scarfed here. Okay, he's not. I didn't think he would be. So good game to Jorge. That was a damn close one, and I'm not going to lie, about 5 different times I thought I'd lost that game. So yeah, good game again to Jorge. Sorry my comms were a slight mess. I say slight mess, they were an absolute mess. We go to 2-1, I think -1, because we've had 2 1-0 wins, 2 very close wins. Yeah, that came down to hacks, that game, effectively. And when you've got 2 Mons on his team that can just hacks the ever-loving shit out of you, that's not an ideal situation to be in. But yeah, we moved to 2-1. Next week we face Shay, I want to say. I could be wrong. I should probably have checked the BBR. In fact, I've got it right in front of me. What am I doing? No, we faced JB. We faced JB a few times. I'm still trying to get him back for that one game in which he timer stalled me, but I'm not bitter. I misplayed entirely in that game. So yeah, if you did like the video, make sure to leave a like down below. And if you're enjoying the content, please do subscribe. We've had, for my level, a massive increase in subs over the last couple of weeks, and it's meant so much to me to see that my content is actually getting somewhere, even if it is to like 60 people. So yeah, make sure to sub if you do enjoy my content. And until the next one, have a great day, guys. Peace. Oh wait, he has 5. Oh, I just have the one Executor. Okay, so I said we were going to do something a bit different, something a little special. I don't know which Executor he's going to bring, or if he's going to bring all 5, but I have my 1 egg. We were going to have a battle of the eggs to see which one is actually superior, and well, my set is heat, to say the least. My 1 Executor is well, you're going to see the set. It's holding a Staffberry, as you saw, and it's yeah, it's got a move set. Shout out to my friend Lux, who helped me with this set. It's something very special, we'll say that. I don't know how much he's bringing, but we have, of course, the Sub Sunny Day Synthesis Hyper Beam Staff Berry Executor, and we're not playing on land timer because, you know, it literally what. Oh, he set up the Sunny Day for me. That's big. We probably both harvest sets, and I swear to God, if he's picked the same set as me, that would just be wild. I guess I Synthesis, I don't know what to do. Like, he's not Chlorophyll, because I'm Harvest, and so he must be Harvest as well. I want. I don't know what to do. Oh, he has Flamethrower. That's scary. It's okay. We keep subbing, boys. I should just click sub, I think, there. It's okay. We got this. We keep spamming sub, boys. The Cantonian egg is clearly the superior egg. I think that goes without saying. I'm just going to keep clicking sub until my Staff Berry goes off, and then I'm going to click Synthesis. And hope that he keeps setting up the sun, because for whatever reason, I think he must have a set that relies on a berry of some sort. Much like my own. Oh fuck, I've got an odd amount of HP. So, no. No knocking off my item. I need my berry. I should absolutely put an even amount of HP. That is a complete misgen. So I'm going to have to go down to 1 HP to actually get my Staff Berry. And then I'm just going to die. I'm fairly sure. It's okay though. Because hopefully we get a Hyper Beam. Man, look at this man tryharding with his Flamethrower knockoff Sunny Day set. What an absolute tryhard. We're clicking sub one more time. And we're going to have 3 HP? Huh? Okay, my defense rose. So at least like I'll be able to live a yeah, he's throwing. Let me harvest my berry back. Yes. What do we get? We got speed. We're a speedy boy now. Who needs chlorophyll when you get boosts from your berry? I think we just Synthesis. To be honest, I think we just Synthesis. Because we're basically as good as dead here, so let's at least use this a couple of times and get our Staff Berry. Hopefully we'll still be in the sun. We should still be in the sun when our Staff Berry pops, so we should get 2 rounds of it. Yeah, we get our harvest back. And of course, we subbing. We really want that special attack. If we get like a double special attack, I'm just going to hit him with Hyper Beam, and if we die, we die. Like, I just want to see how many boosts I can get with this Staff Berry. And I think another one actually will put us into our berry range, so hopefully the sun stays up for that turn. Please give us the special attack boost. That's all I ask. Subbing up again, boys. Yes, eat that Staff Berry. What do we get? Oh, we got attack. No. Man, if only we had Giga Impact instead. No matter what here, we just click Hyper Beam, depending. It doesn't matter what berry we get. We're just clicking Hyper Beam. Because I don't think we could actually just stall this out. Please special attack. Spit death. No. Actually, we won't be able to Synthesis and live. Since we're so speedy. I mean, it is a Flamethrower in the sun. Hopefully he doesn't go... Well, if he gets to knock off on this turn, actually, I think it's a misplay. Okay, please don't kill us. Oh, we tanking. We absolutely tanking. And we are just going to sub up again. Come on. Please give me a special attack boost. Please. See if he goes for the sunny day. He kind of has to. No, he's going to just flamethrower me. I just want a special attack boost. That's all I ask for. I am determined to get my berry back. I'm sure Harvest works that if the sun's not up, you have like a 50% chance or something. So he goes for knockoff. I don't have an item at the moment, so... I'm just going to Synthesis again. And then I'm going to just start clicking Hyper Beam. We somehow managed to get every boost apart from Special Attack, I'm fairly sure. And I kind of want to go for the sunny day. I don't think I'm in range, so I'm going for the sunny day. And now I should harvest. Oh, absolutely outplayed. Read like a book. I have 8 subs left. I'm pretty sure I need like 2 special attack boosts to be able to do enough damage. What's his last move? Has he revealed it? He's got Flamethrower, Knockoff, Sunny Day. I don't know what his last move is. Right, we sub up again, boys. We get 2 Staff Berry boosts here. What are we getting? Yes, let's go. Okay, regardless, I don't want this to go on forever, so I'm just going to click Hyper Beam. I'm just really hoping that I get another special attack boost. Because the sun should stay up, so I should harvest. Let's see what I get. Please special attack. Ah, no, we're just super speedy. You know what? I would keep going for it. I'm going for one more Synthesis. I'll see if I can get one more boost from the Staff Berry. Ah, I don't have my berry yet. Absolutely had. Played like a fiddle. I'm going to sub up again. So hopefully I'll get another 2 boosts. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't think the sun will stay up for enough turns, actually. Might give you a position where I only get 1 more boost. I just got to hope for the best. Because the sun should fade this turn. Yep. Okay. Last boost. Please be a special attack. And no, this time I actually am just going to click Hyper Beam. I don't know if +2 is enough, but if we can get a special attack boost here, that's speed. We are so speedy. We are the fastest palm tree in the world, let alone just Kanto. Yeah, I'm just going to click Hyper Beam. This has gone on for far too long as it is. I've always run out of PP. This has gone on for so long. Yeah, I'm just clicking Hyper Beam. Come on, Egg. You can do this. That does nothing. Well, good game to Jorge now. It's a ton of fun. He gets revenge, I guess, for beating me in the actual game. That's for me beating him even in the actual game. But I could have stalled that out for longer and hoped for another special attack boost. I think another one would have won me the game. But I'm not about to sit here for like half an hour just playing a game. But anyway, if you guys did enjoy the video, if you enjoyed the absolute, I'm trying to think of the word to describe that meme match. But if you did enjoy it, then make sure to leave a like down below. Follow Jorge, he's a great guy and a great sport for setting up this battle of the eggs, the battle of the Titans, really. Two best mons in the game, without question. And yeah, make sure to go follow him. And until the next one, have a great day, guys.